This is the plaintiff, Kevin Trench. He says he sold a phone to the defendant, and the hooligan and thief is taking advantage of him because she hasn't paid him for it. He's an honest businessman who is being scammed by the defendant. He's had it up to here with her antics and is suing her here and now for the $2,270 he's owed. This is the defendant, Jamesa Hicks. She says the plaintiff's a creepy guy who's stalking her, showing up at her house late at night and texting her inappropriate things. He's not even a real businessman. He's trying to get more and more money out of her, and the fact that he's suing her for more than $2,200 for a cell phone tells you a lot about what kind of person he is. She's accused of being a real phony.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff sold the defendant a phone and the defendant stiffed him. But the defendant says the plaintiff is stalking her, showing up at her house at night and sending creepy texts. It's the case of someone bad is on my Verizon.
Thank you, Douglas. Kevin Trench?
Yes.
You are suing Jamesa Hicks for $2,270 that you say she owes you over an $850, over a phone that you sold to her where she still owes you $850. Not sure how you got from $850 to $2,270, but I am sure you will let us know. What happened?
Basically, she broke her phone or some kind of incident happened with her phone, so she begged me to get a phone for her.
How do you two know each other?
I know her sister.
Okay.
And her sister.
And what do you do for a living that you're able to get phones?
I run a business and I sell electronics online. Okay. So I go to wholesalers and I buy the phones in bulk and I resell them. So I went to the warehouse, got her a brand new phone, provided it to her because I've done it before in the past.
To her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and now and then she promised to pay like in weekly increments for the phone.
Weekly, okay. How much was the phone?
It was about $850 around there.
Do you have any paperwork between the two of you about the phone?
Yeah, I have the text messages. I could tell you the exact amount if you like.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, the original sale took place May 22nd. The total amount was $830 was her balance on Friday.
Not her balance. I want to know the total amount of the purchase price was what, $830?
Yes.
Does that sound right?
No, he told me $850.
Okay, so so you bought a phone for $850. That's what we're gonna go with. All right, so she buys a phone for $850, and then she's supposed to pay you weekly how much?
I guess whatever I guess in $50 or $100 a week.
Why is it, I guess? What is your agreement with her of how she's gonna pay for it?
Because I basically was flexible with her, so whatever she could afford.
Okay, are you looking at text messages between the two of you about how she would pay?
Yes.
Okay, let's see it. Let me see it. How long were you gonna give her to pay it down?
A couple of months.
Are these screenshots or the actual?
That's actual text messages dated from May 22nd.
Jeez. I said Mondays. That's my payday. So apparently you write to her balance $730 as of 6/2. Next payment is 6/9, and then.
Yes, that's how it was until she just stopped paying.
Hold on. Most of this is you two insulting or her insulting you. So how much did she end up paying? Just the $100 payment on 6/2? Did she pay anything on 6/9?
She made I think she brought the balance to about $580.
Is there a text about that?
Yeah,
how come I'm not finding a text about that?
Yeah, it was down the front line. She made, I would say, like payment received. She made a payment like of $50 once this year. But she brought it down to $580.
When you say once this year, are you talking about May of last year that she got the phone?
She got me last year, and then she made a $50 attempt payment to the balance once.
That's all she's paid this year?
Yes.
So she brought the balance down to what?
$580.
And then what happened?
I have no idea. She just.
What would she say to you when you would try to collect?
She would say nothing. She wouldn't answer my phone calls.
What's with you? The guy basically makes you a loan so you can buy a phone and you won't pay back the loan.
I had got a phone from him the first time. I had paid that phone off. So I had got an iPhone 6.
How did you pay that phone off?
Cash. The same payments.
All at once?
No.
Oh, the same way? Like dribs and drabs? Okay.
No, but it was, I had paid it off.
Okay.
Then around 2 weeks later, after I paid him off, I had lost the phone, whatever. So he told me he would give me another one. and we would discuss on payments the same way we had before. I had ended up losing my job, and I was still going to school. So he had told me, he's like, okay, I told him that until I get another job or whatever, the payments would be a little later or whatever. He said he was okay with that until he started popping up at my house any time of the night. He knows my sister, so he uses that as like an excuse. He always tells.
What do you mean?
Because he sells phones to my sister too, so she pays her bill. He uses her to get to me. Like,
How does he use her to get to you?
he's like, oh, your sister pays your bill, so he comes to the house and says, oh yeah, I'm here to get a payment, or I'm here to get something from your sister. And
Well,
then no, can you call her downstairs? Can you tell her that? Because I don't answer his phone because he's always harassing.
He's always in demand
Yeah.
to get paid, and you don't feel
No,
like paying
that's
him.
not the only reason
Well, you
why.
owe him money.
I
What is your
understand
defense
that.
on why you haven't paid him the money?
So even if he's stalking her, is she entitled, is she required to pay for the phone?
Yes, she is required to pay.
Because
Because that's a separate issue.
it is a separate issue. Okay, I like that. What do you say?
No, it's not a reason for her not to pay. She's still obligated to pay. Call the police. Tell her she's being stalked.
Fair enough. Both good comments going inside the courtroom.
I mean, you know what? I got the perfect way for him to stop bothering you. Pay him the money you owe him, because he has no excuse to call you after that. So it's not harassment that he's trying to collect his money. Why won't you pay him his money?
I didn't have the money to pay him.
Then
If
why
he
don't you call him
told
back
me-
and say that instead of
Because
ignoring him?
He's the one who said that he didn't have a problem with it at the
No,
time.
why don't you call him back or text him back and say, I still don't have a job? Say something rather than ignoring
Me
him.
and him had phone conversations. It's not only about the text messages. The text messages are the proof in the thing, but I have answered his phone calls. It's not all the time that I don't answer him.
And how do you turn around and make an agreement that has no agreement? Well, I was trying to be flexible. And now you've been hoisted by your own petard. You're trying to be flexible and give her as much room as possible. How much is she supposed to pay? I don't know. How often is she supposed to? I don't know. By when is she supposed to pay it? I don't know. I'm trying to be flexible. Okay. You're right in your text. You do charity work.
Yeah, but
It's charity work. But now you're coming to me and saying, enforce a contract I didn't make, Judge.
Well, basically,
Because you're not just saying here, Judge, she still 530 was the last text you sent her, 530. You're not saying to me, Judge, she owes me 530, I want $530. I'm done chasing her. You're coming to me and saying she owes me $2,270.
yeah, and I have a breakdown of that.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me and tell me how you get there.
Okay, basically, I have it's in my phone the way how I
Yeah, how you made it up? Right. I'm going to tell you how you made it up. Collection fee, $500. Says who?
Yes, because basically what happens is that I have to put in consideration that after a judgment.
Did you hire a collection agency?
That's the fee.
You haven't hired a collection
Well,
agency.
that's what I need the finance to do so.
You're assuming she's not going to pay you when I order her to pay you now. You crazy?
That's what I need.
What's this next one? Court fee, $300. What court fee is $300?
Because I lost a day's pay to go to court to start
That's
the claim.
not a court fee.
Or that's the fee that I incurred by going to the court.
No, it's not. What did you exactly pay in order to file your case?
About $100.
That's what you get back. You always get your court costs when you win, and you're going to win something here, so you're going to get your court costs. Okay, what's trans fee? Another $300. What's that?
My transportation fee of the whole year of trying to collect the money from her.
Are you out of your mind? Okay.
I spent the whole year.
Yeah, no.
Back and forth.
But it's not $580 that she owes you $530.
No, because that's right. Because she gave me $50. That's why.
So as of February until now, I'm going to order her to pay you prejudgment statutory interest on it as well, which we'll calculate outside. But you're going to get the $530, your court costs, and the prejudgment statutory interest since February. Because it really is an abomination that you still owe the money a year later, and that you're basically just like, hey, he's harassing me. That's not an answer.
No, I have proof that he's harassing me.
What's your proof that he's harassing you? You have a counterclaim for harassment? No. Okay, but what's your proof that he's harassing you?
Okay,
That he goes to see your sister and you say a
No,
likely...
he comes at my house at 12 o'clock at night and rings the doorbell, and I live with a house full of female at any time in the night. He knows where I live. I don't know where he lives, and he comes at any time of the night. He's clearly bigger than me. He sits here and he's acting like he doesn't know what's going on, and he does.
He wasn't acting like he doesn't know what's going on.
Yes, he's acting like he doesn't know. He already know that the 530 was the 530. It wasn't a $50 payment. I don't know what you're talking about.
It
So-
was. It's just that it was another $50 payment.
Another $50 payment from when?
Like a month later.
Okay.
So,
no
why don't you
problem.
tell us what you owe him?
I owe him $530.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and
Let's
again,
do this.
why won't you pay it?
I told you I'm scared to talk to him. He harasses me.
Why don't you just mail him a check for it?
mail him a check for it? Why?
Because you owe it for the last year. What a peach.
She wasn't scared to get the
What
phone.
a
though.
peach.
She wasn't scared to take the phone.
What a peach. Unbelievable. Stop it. You're
Do
not
you
running a
see
charity, you're running a business.
Do you see
when
the
you
text
do what you're
messages of
doing,
what else he's saying?
when you do what
Like,
you're doing,
come
this
on.
is what you get. Okay? So don't do it anymore unless you're willing to let the money go.
No.
Okay.
I have changed
All right.
my ways.
My judgment is a $530 your court cost plus statutory prejudgment interest since February.
So the plaintiff will get his money after all. Ms. Hicks, how do you feel about the judge's verdict here? Are you surprised at all?
No.
You know you owe the money.
Yeah, of course.
Why are you smiling?
Because it's funny. He's funny. That's why.
He's funny.
Yeah,
He was
he's really
threatening
funny.
you a little while ago.
Yeah,
You
it's funny that nobody cares about that, so it's okay.
think this will end it?
No, it has to, yeah.
It'll
It
have
should
to.
be, it should.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's hope
you.
so. All right. Now, Mr. Trench is on his way out of the courtroom. Do you do that? Do you go banging on her door midnight? You know?
No, not at all.
She says you do.
Yeah, because she wants to exaggerate the situation of trying to avoid the pay. And that's what people do when they don't have no money and they want to, avoid paying.
All right. It's a struggle. So you're going to leave her alone now? You're going to get the money?
Oh, yeah, once I get the money, there's no reason for me to interact with this person.
Good enough. All right. Congratulations. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You must sign some documents. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, look, I mean, these guys are right that there are two separate things going on. If he's stalking her, A, you can call the police, B, you can sue for harassment, but that does not offset any obligation she has in terms of a contract that she made to pay this dude for the phone.